Hey guys, my Grand Life here bringing a video, and today I'm going to be doing a review on episode 4 of Scream Queens. And not much really happened like in the other episodes, but a couple things did happen. It was a pretty good episode, pretty exciting. So Zayday, she wanted to run for Kappa Kappa leader or queen or whatever you call it. So she was finding a way to campaign herself, to run for the place and people to vote for her, So for her to run for president, she thought she would donate to a charity. So she had a party for her charity, and the party was at this abandoned haunted house that is connected to the mystery of the killer and stuff. So, and the baby and all that, the incident. So they're having a party there, so that's that. And then next thing that's really exciting was that, so they get to the house, right? And I guess what I should do first is tell you about the, what do you call it? What's her name? Is that what is it? Hester? Yeah, that's it, Hester. So Hester and Chad are apparently supposed to be a couple. It was pretty weird. So, as you all know, Hester is supposed to be a dork, like a geek or something like that. She was in the brace and stuff, and she turned hot because Chanel #1 made her that way. So, what happened was, so Chanel #1 gave her all these clothes in an episode or two ago. So, now she's all looking good and stuff, and, it turns out Hester is kind of crazy. She turned, evil. She wants to be the queen of Kappa Kappa too. And she's all these dark thoughts and stuff, and trying to get with Chad to steal what Chanel #1 has. She wants to be everything that Chanel was and steal everything that she has and stuff. So she's trying to get with Chad, and she was saying all these perverted things, trying to get jiggy with Chad. So, and Chad liked it. He wanted to get jiggy with her. So they're going to this abandoned house that Zayday had. So they're in the abandoned house. They're walking in there because they got a text to go there. And when they go there, they start, searching that house, trying to find a good place to get jiggy. I'm not going to say the other word, But, they're trying to get jiggy. So they're, finding the scariest place because she's weird. She wants to get jiggy in the scariest place possible. So they go to the basement after they find it. Say, ooh, let's go down here. So they're going down, and next thing you know, Hester sees she thinks that it's a fake dead body of Mrs. Bean. And so she puts her finger, this is the grossest part of the episode, this is the craziest part too. She puts her finger, ooh, she's like, ooh, here's a replica decoration of Mrs. Bean or something like that. She sticks her two fingers in or one finger in, and there's all goo coming out, and frickin' it was disgusting. Ugh. The way it happened, it was ripped off face and stuff. Ooh. But yeah, so she has that. It was really nasty. And then she started screaming, and she was screaming, and he was screaming, and they were freaking out. So they start running away. And then they see all these dead bodies all over the place that the killer killed. Everyone was there. The ice cream guy, the ice cream the ice cream cone. So his head was cut off, and it was just his body hanging in there. And then they open up the door, and there's Chanel #2, a.k.a. Ariana Grande. She's laying on the floor. So, and then there's and then you see the other people I'll tell you another part first before I even get any further. So, there's all these dead bodies. But before that happened, okay, I forgot to mention this. So, there is this woman that was in the bathtub incident where the baby got born and a woman died. So, she's in the bathtub and she died, of course, and this is the baby. So, there was this woman that witnessed it. So, the woman, what's her name? Can't believe I can't remember her name. You know that girl, what's her name? I don't remember. I just figured out the name. So it was Grace and Pete. So Grace and Pete go to see this old woman, and they go to see her and interview her about finding out who the baby is. So they ask her some questions, and the woman's like, it's a girl. It wasn't a boy, because the two, Grace and Pete, thought it was gonna be what's it, Chad, but it wasn't. It was actually a girl baby. So the baby was a girl, and she was surprised. Grace was surprised, and she thinks it's her. But I have a theory on something. So I guess like this kid or somebody, one of my fans on here, I don't know if they're subscribed to me, but they were like saying this interesting theory, but it was kind of creepy at the same time. But I have a feeling that the baby was Grace still, but I'm not sure. So Grace thinks she's the baby, but then again, I might not think she's the baby. I don't know. But yeah, so Grace, she thinks she's the baby, and then later on they're trying to figure out, she argues with her dad about like if she's the baby or not, and why her mom died so young and stuff. She was still so young and stuff, and why'd she leave and all that. And so now we're gonna go on to this story. So that was the woman. There was a woman that used to be witness the baby, and they were interviewing her. So let me get to the next part. So anyway, in the house where Chad and Hester were, when they were looking at all these dead bodies, they were all over the place. Like somehow they just suddenly were in there. That's why they got the text, because I guess the killer or somebody texted them to go in there. So they're in there and they're running into all these dead bodies. The ice cream cone, Coney the ice cream cone, and then Chanel number 2 in the closet or whatever, and then you got Mrs. Bean on the bed where she sticked her fingers. And that was the grossest thing I ever seen in my life. And this is like a really disturbing show. You gotta like see it if you haven't, because if you want to get disturbed and freaked out and grossed out, you're gonna love this show. Okay, so and then like they ran outside, and once they got outside, there was a body hanging, and that body was the woman from 30 years ago, the same woman that got interviewed. Because I guess the one night before that happened, she got killed by the killer, because the killer, I don't know how, this is the confusing part. The killer somehow knows where she lives after all these years. And I guess like after they left that night, she got killed by the killer, and she was like trying to hide and stuff, but the killer got in, and then he got killed. So what else can I say? There was something else. Oh yeah, so earlier in the episode, before they ran into that house though, Zayday and everyone was like planning on the party. So they're like looking at all these rooms, and there was a story with that Grace and the other guy was talking about with Denise. Denise and the one guy I don't know what it is. I can't believe I can't remember all these names at once. So the guy that I said that's with Grace and Denise are talking about this story about the abandoned house. Like there's it's haunted and stuff. And upstairs there's a woman in black. So the woman in black supposedly has a baby that she's taking care of. She was stealing diapers and toys and stuff, and there was dolls in this bedroom. All these dolls on the floor and diapers and stuff, and like it was all there. So the woman in black was there, and she was taking care of the baby, supposedly, and because of the diapers and dolls, that leads to it. So later on in the episode, after the party's over, that's when it gets crazier. All the dead bodies, everyone's looking at all these dead bodies and thinking, oh yeah, this is cool, let's go to that party and stuff. So they go to the party and they're like seeing all these dead bodies. And then, like, at the end of not much happened after that, really. At the end of the episode, I don't know how she got kidnapped. I'm kind of, like, blurred out from some of the stuff in the episode, but she was missing. Zayday was missing afterwards. She got kidnapped by the killer. But I don't know, she wasn't dead. I think she just got kidnapped. I'm not sure if she's alive still or if she's dead, but she got kidnapped, and she's missing. And, now everyone's like trying to figure out where she is, at least that cares about her and stuff, like Grace and the other guy. So, and then at the end of the episode, they show the house, right? And they're going through the house, and it's going upstairs into the room where all the dolls and diapers are on the floor. And the woman's in the rocking chair. Like, she wasn't there at the beginning of the episode, but she's just there now, and she's in the chair just sitting. And it looks so crazy. It actually, like looking at her face, you can kind of see her face. It looks like the woman that had a crush on Grace's father. I forgot her name though, but it was like that one woman, and it was just crazy, dude. I don't know, that episode was really weird, but it wasn't the most craziest episode. But yeah, so next week it's gonna be really crazy. I saw the preview at the end because there was a preview of the next week's episode. And let me tell you, that was some insane stuff. All these killing things that's going to happen. All these deaths and stuff. It was just insane. All the action. Wait till you see it. Just by looking at a commercial, you can tell it's going to be really good. One of the best, probably. So, now here comes my theory. So, it turns out Chanel number 2, which I originally thought was the killer with Boone, who's still alive. Boone's still alive. He's one of the killers. I know that for a fact. He's working with the killer. But I thought Chanel number 2 was working with the killer too, and she faked her death because they're saying on the show that she's gonna be back. Like people are saying that she'll be back in the show. Like I think it was one of them was a creator and Ariana Grande retweeted it or something. But they're saying that she'll be back, and like I don't know how that's even possible, because if she's still dead in this episode and not the killer, unless she's just faking it off still, like just sitting there like she's dead still, then that's just crazy. So I don't know if she's the killer anymore. I have a feeling someone else would be. And it can't be Zeta because she got kidnapped. Unless it's she. I don't think it is. But Zeta thinks that Denise is the killer because of all this. Because she used to be a student at Kappa Kappa too, and she was jealous because she couldn't join. So she was really upset about that. So she could be the killer, but I'm not sure. Probably not. So this guy that commented on my video the other day though, he had this crazy theory about like twins, because there was 2 killers in the last episode, so there is 2 killers, but so there's a theory that there's 2 babies, not just one, and he says they're twins, and they're raised, but one was raised by the woman in black in that house, and the other one he says was raised by the dean, supposedly, after, because the dean he says the dean probably figured out after disposing of the dead body that there was another baby, so she took that one and raised it. And she says, I think he said that one was Boone, who was Boone, Nick Jonas, aka Nick Jonas, who was raised by the dean, and Grace was raised by the woman in black, supposedly, as he was saying. So yeah, that's pretty cool but creepy theory, and as you can see right now, there's gonna be a picture that shows him, shows like his comments he left on my channel. So here it is. Yeah, so that's a pretty cool theory, and I can't wait to see how this turns out next week. So, like, I don't really have much of a theory anymore. My theory is pretty much gone, like the one I had. So I'm still thinking that Grace is the baby, though, and I'm thinking this guy has like the crazy theory. Maybe that might be right, though. But I don't know. I'm still gonna stick with Ariana Grande because they did say something about she's coming back, and you know she can't come back from the dead. So I have a feeling she's somewhat working. I have a feeling this is all like a prank to get rid of the Kappa Kappa for good or something, or whatever, or like Ariana Grande is the killer with Nick Jonas, or I don't know what's going on, and Grace is probably not even the baby from the tub. So yeah. So once again, stay grande, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.